My name is Robin Nicole, and I was born on May 8th, 1972. I came in on the Heralds of Light frequency as a way shower of freedom, along with the energy of independence for all. I came to hold the light. I came to help make the world a better place to live in. I also came in with a Chiron wounding in Aries, which means I have a deep core wound around empowerment, self-worth, and rejection. My parents named me Robin, not just because the robin bird is the first sign of spring, but to remind me that I was born to fly, to spread my wings and soar through life, and that I am allowed to take up space in this world. I matter, and I can make a difference to myself and others. I come to finally remember, to finally break the chains that bind, to finally turn the key and open my heart to joy, peace, and happiness. I do this in so many ways that it is way too much to explain in a short bio. I am not just one thing, and I never feel as though I have arrived. As every moment new beliefs arise and new mysteries unfold, I change and evolve. I am light. I am and always will strive to make a difference, to help my fellow man grow and evolve around me, to teach by example, and to always speak my truth. I invite you to get to know me, explore through the eyes of Robin's world. My world revolves around color, around sound, around always seeking to connect fully with my higher self. When I am fully in balance, I create so many things. I am a way shower. I am an artist. I am a channeler of all that is. I am a starlight master who puts one foot in front of the other, even through the toughest of times, and push through adversity to shine my light out into the world as bright as I possibly can. Hello, beautiful souls. I hope this message finds you well. And I felt a strong call to share something with you today that's been weighing on my heart. Over the past year, I've been on a deep inner journey, reflecting on where we are collectively and on my own path. Today, I'm here to speak up, not from a place of anger, but from a place of truth, love, and empowerment. For those of you who are wondering why I've been silent for so long, I want to be open with you. It's not just because I've been busy writing and getting my book published, though that is a small part of it. The truth is, my heart felt heavy after witnessing the exploitation and manipulation taking place in the online spiritual community. I had to take a step back to process it all and figure out where I truly fit in this world. I needed time to reconnect with my inner truth, to understand how to set boundaries, healthy boundaries, and to find a way to move forward with integrity. I knew I had to detach from the noise, the false narratives, and the platforms that were exploiting those with quieter voices, the voices of those who have more integrity, who refuse to take advantage of others in the name of spiritual growth. It was necessary for me to step away, go within, and find clarity on how I could continue to show up in a way that feels true to my purpose. And this is why I'm here today. I've been observing a pattern unfolding in the spiritual community, one that becomes deeply concerning to me. There are many platforms that claim to offer a space for spiritual growth, truth, and authenticity. But as I've come to learn, many of these platforms aren't what they appear to be. Too often, the gatekeepers of these platforms are not truly interested in sharing the message of the heart, unless there's something they can profit from it. I've seen firsthand how some individuals, I want to say the word individuals, I can't even say the word individuals. I have seen firsthand how some individuals who claim to serve the greater good are more focused on exploiting those of us doing the work, those of us sharing light, offering healing, and uplifting others. It's not just about charging for access. It's about using their reach to create a one-sided dynamic where the only people benefiting are those already in positions of power or influence. What happens to the voices that are just beginning to rise? What happens to the little people? Those whose messages are just as important but aren't given the stage because they don't have the right following or the ability to pay for visibility. This is why I feel it's time to speak up. It's crucial for all of us to be discerning, to trust our intuition, to ask ourselves who is truly helping elevate others, and who is simply taking advantage of people's desire to grow and expand. Remember, we are all multi-dimensional beings of light, creators of our reality. Each one of us has a unique piece of puzzle to build the new earth, a society based on vibration, cooperation, and a connection to nature, not competitive or profit-driven motives. We must stay aware of individuals and organizations that claim to lead, but whose actions suggest otherwise. It's time to reclaim our power and stop placing our value in the hands of those who don't see us or the significance of our work. So, I would like to channel a message now from the EK Honia Collective. These are the 17th dimensional beings that walked in during my 50th birthday, and they always have messages of hope. They always have messages to help people as they move through their adversity. And I really thought that it would be nice. I've been sitting here thinking all day long what I wanted to talk about. And so I wanted to kind of talk about this in a way where I wasn't kind of coming from anger and pointing people out. So I decided not to point out people that are doing this. I just decided to let you people have your own discernment on who is doing this and who isn't. And when I got done kind of putting all of my notes together so that I could come on here and do this, I took a shower before I came on to actually put this video together. And I was guided that I would do a channeling around this topic from the EK Honia Collective. So I'm going to just take my glasses off here and sit. And I would like to, I think I'm going to get my Lemurian crystal. Hold on now, we'll get the Lemurian crystal. I'll push pause while we do that. Okay, I'm back. I have the Lemurian crystal, and I am going to use the crystal to help amplify this message and to connect with the EK Honya Collective to help us understand how to move through and how to go beyond what is happening in our spiritual community. So here we go. I'm going to just connect like I always do, and we will see what comes through. I ask the EK Honya Collective from the 17th dimension, the childlike essence of the Ascended Masters, the Council of Nine, and the Lemurian Star Mothers, to come forward to help me bring through a message around the exploitation and monopolization that is going on in our spiritual community. Ayaki, ayakaya, kia, kaya, lu, anako, anakaya, kia, kaya, lu, anako, ayanaki, ayanakaya, lu, anakia, kia, kaya, kia, kaya, lu. That is the Lemurian peace song. And whenever I channel, I open up to the guides with my Lemurian peace song. As I open this up, a strong light is coming through. It's a green ray of light coming through. As the EK Honya Collective comes closer, I step aside. Unakala hunatai, unatai hukalanatiana, unakayanato, unakianato. We welcome you, dear ones. We are happy that Robin decided to channel a message through us today around this topic that is happening in your spiritual community around exploitation and monetization. For this is something that has been going on in your society, your spiritual communities, and has becoming something that is starting to take over. And it is not a positive thing. Your world is moving out of a society that depends on the exploitations of others. And the need for monetary wealth. You're moving away from the ego, the guru, that type of spiritual that type of spiritual way of controlling others. We want you to be aware that there is a movement going on. There are people in the spiritual community who are not of integrity. They may have started out with integrity, but something happened along the way that changed them. You could say compromised their integrity and their authenticity because greed got in the way. Back in 2020, during the lockdown period of time, there were many new online communities formed where people had a lot of time on their hands and they started interviewing people and putting together workshops and all kinds of talks around spirituality, ascension, and how to move forward into the next new golden age of time. Not many of these people had a global reach, and so they were happy to just interview people and promote them and help them out. And there was a give and take. But as time has gone on, something has changed within them. For they have become a bit greedy. How do I say this in a nice way? They feel that in order for themselves to be worth something, that they need to charge large amounts of money. And some of these people have created platforms where they have a lot of reach. They have done a lot of work and they have a lot of people that are following them. And maybe when they started, they weren't really making any money on it. They were just doing it because it brought them joy. And then along the way, they found that they could start doing conferences and online events where they would bring speakers in. And at first it started out where there was donations being given, which was beautiful. There was people donating to listen to these conferences. Robin was involved in some of them. She was involved in this one called the Higher Self Expo. And it was beautiful. It was free for people to come and listen. And people would come on that had expertise in different things and they would speak on it and teach on it. And it was beautiful. And people would donate to this cause and they would walk away with a small amount of money. It wasn't a huge amount of money, but it was a small amount of money. And then something happened along the way where they started getting more of a global reach and they started getting lots of people following them. And it turned into a business instead of a spiritual purpose or a calling to help humanity. And while, yes, you do deserve an energy exchange for creating content, and of course you do have to live on this earth. You do need to pay your way. You have bills to pay. We understand that. But what we see happening is these people have gotten to a point where they have a lot of following. And there's other people who kind of had a really good message. They were coming with integrity and authenticity. And all of a sudden, their voices were not being heard anymore because these people that were running these platforms stopped giving the little person, the small voice, a chance to speak. And they started hogging the platforms for themselves and only bringing on people who could pay sometimes thousands of dollars to come onto their show. And it stopped being a, shall I say, we must be careful about the words that we use. It stopped being a place where one could go to get true guidance, because the people running these platforms only deemed a speaker good enough for how much they pay them to be on their platform. No longer giving a chance for the little person, the one who doesn't have the money to pay for these opportunities, a chance to speak, a chance to be heard. We want you to know that this is not the way it will be in the new earth, in the new earth communities. For in the new earth, there will be no monopolizing on people, extorting them for monetary gain. In the new earth, you will be valued by your authenticity, and your integrity. Not how much you pay a person to be heard. These type of dealings will not succeed in the new reality, for people will open their eyes and start to see them for what they are. Start supporting those out there who are coming through with messages of authenticity and integrity. How will you know which ones? Usually it is not the ones that have big platforms It is the little people. The little people who are just putting out messages because their heart feels obligated to send the message out to humanity. Their soul needs to tell the world a message. Stop giving your money to these platforms who charge you to come and listen, charge the people who are speaking on it to be heard, and start investing your money and your value on people who are bringing you real, true content from the heart. You must use your discernment. If something feels too good to be true, it probably is. We ask you, dear ones, to try something new. This is going to be foreign for most of you because of the way that your societies are run. But we would like you to just give us a moment to explain the way it will work when we move to a new high vibrational society. First of all, in a high vibrational society, everyone knows that the universe has their back and they are always taken care of as long as they follow through with what their heart is bringing them to do and simply speak their truth. And help with spreading messages of love and light and encouragement. So we ask that you try something because this is the way that real, true abundance can come through. For you humans are missing something. There's a small little piece of the puzzle that you're missing because you have this need to charge certain amounts for what you think your services are valued at. But what you're doing is you're stopping the abundance from flowing through with your expectations of how much something is worth. You stop yourself from manifesting true and full abundance. We ask you to try something we call philanthropy. Oh, yes. We're not asking you to give away your services for free. We're not saying that you're diminishing yourself, but what you are doing is you're stopping the abundance to flow properly by putting a price on everything. We're not saying that you must do things for free. Well, we are saying that we understand that some of the things that you do, products and services, you do need to pay for supplies and things like that. For instance, Robin, she creates her energy devices and she needs to buy the supplies to create them, and she has to use the electricity to fire her kiln to create the sacred geometry grids. And she needs to pay for the glazes and the crystals and the resin and the different bits and pieces that go into the orgonite. So we're not asking you to just give it away for free. We're saying that, yes, you can ask for the value of what you spent on supplies and things like that. We're more talking about different types of services that you don't have an overhead of cost. So you don't have an overhead of inventory or anything like that. And we're asking you to try something new. So we're asking you to put your service out there on a donation-based scale. So you allow people to choose what they feel your service is worth or what they got from your service. And so, yes, sometimes people won't pay anything because there just are those people out there who are always trying to get everything they can get for free. But what will happen is it will counterbalance because you're giving without expectation of a certain value. And so what will happen is you will find that your needs will always be met. 3 people might not pay anything for your product or your service. But one person might come in and say, wow, I really value what that person did for me or brought forward for me. And they'll put a donation on, and it could actually be a lot more than what you would have normally charged for. So it balances out. You end up having people give a little, some give nothing, and some give more than what you would ever have valued it at. This is the way going forward. Energy exchanges, and it doesn't always have to be money that exchanges hands. You could, we're just going to use an example. Maybe you need to get a car and your other car broke down or you crashed it or something, and you have to get a new vehicle so that you can get from point A to point B. You say to the universe, I need help getting a car to get myself from A to B. And I accept that it can come in whatever way that it shows up, whether it comes in as money or however it shows up. And then you go on with your day and your week, or whatever, and you do a session for somebody through donation based. And all of a sudden, somebody that came to you for a session didn't really have any money to give you, but they just happened to have a family member who just passed away, and there's a car sitting there and they don't know what to do with it, and they realize that you actually needed a car and they donate it to you. I know that sounds extreme, but it could happen. We'll give another scenario. You want to grow your own food, but you don't have a place to grow your own food. You're living in an apartment and there just isn't space to grow enough food. And somebody could come along who has a piece of land to grow food and vegetables, and they offer it to the community. They offer it to the community to basically come and tend the land and till and seed and do whatever it is that you need to do to grow food. And then you can take the food that you grow, and then there's enough for other people as well. So, I mean, there's so many different scenarios and different ways that you could go about this. But we just ask that you just humor us and try this out. You don't have to do it on everything that you sell, everything that you do to earn a living. But we ask that you start small and try this out and see where it takes you. Because this could change the whole way that you exchange energy in your world. And this is the way that it is going to be going forward when you move into the new earth. There will no longer be this sort of monetization on everything like it is in your world now. You need to start valuing yourself, valuing the people around you, the people who lift you up, the people who hold you, the people who care for you. And we ask that you start placing your money into the people who are truly giving you value. Stop following these people that are pushing the agenda of spirituality that is only measured by the profit that they make, the views that they have, the how many people that they follow. Stop being a pawn and put your piece of the puzzle onto the board. And following your heart. I know this message will not sit well with many, for they say you don't value yourself if you don't put a high price on something. You don't value yourself for that. Dear ones, you need to start valuing each other and allowing each other to have a voice. For each person's voice matters. Not just the people who have a huge following. The little people need it too. For we are all multidimensional beings of light, creators of our own reality. Stop being a sheep and start being a change agent and lead by example. That is all we have to say around this topic. We hope you understand that we give this message with love. We give this message of hope. We give this message to each and every one of you who has ears to listen. Use your discernment. Move past what does not serve your highest best. And do not allow anyone to value your worth on what they can gain or profit from you. Sending you so much love and light. This is the EK Honia Collective. And we are honored to speak with you today. So, I'm not sure exactly, because when I do channel, I end up trans channeling, and I don't always know exactly what they are talking about, but I do know because when I was in the shower, they were talking about philanthropy with me, and they were telling me that I needed to start trying that out. And so that's why I've made a decision, and I'm going to put my glasses on because I wrote all this down, and I just want to make sure that I speak it out exactly the way that I want it to come out. So I am no longer going to seek validation from these large profit-driven platforms. I'm tired of getting pitched to. I'm tired of going out there and trying to have my voice heard and being met with, we deem you good enough if you spend $1,000 and we will then let you come and be on our show to speak one time in front of our audience. I am not going to do that to myself anymore. I'm not going to beg to be heard. No longer am I going to beg someone to come onto their platform. It's happened to me 3 times in the last few years where I've put myself out there trying to be good enough. I'm tired of trying to prove to these platforms, these people that have global reach. I'm tired of trying to prove that I'm good enough, that I know what I'm talking about, and that I have worth. I'm tired of having my voice snuffed and not getting the opportunities to speak and teach to the world what I have come in here to do. I came in on the heralds of light frequency, on the energy of independence for all. I came to help break the chains that bind, the chains that bind our heart. I came to be a way shower of freedom. And if that's not enough, I'm no longer going to beg to be heard. For every time I feel like I am being given an opportunity, 3 times now, 3 times. The first time, I was given an opportunity and it got taken away because I didn't have enough followers. So therefore, I wasn't deemed worthy to be on their platform because I didn't have enough people for them to sell their products to. The second time, I interviewed many people on the Shine Your Light Network in 2020 and 2021. I promoted so many people who were out there writing books and bringing their messages forward and having like classes and products and services that could help people as they move through their ascension. And I, from my heart, promoted these people. Hardly any of them gave me a chance to come onto their platforms and say whatever it is that I have to promote, I have to launch. And I was left feeling abandoned and like I was a nobody because it was horrible. I spent all this time promoting other people and not one person brought me onto their show and promoted me for what I had to offer the world. And one of those people that I promoted a few times on my show approached me when they found out that my book was written. I just wrote a book called Bringing Forward the New Golden Age of Miracles. And I sent out emails to the people that were on my very small email list, people that have requested that they would like to be notified when I'm putting videos out and things like that. And this person sent me a message in my email saying congratulations for, getting my book published and that they had an opportunity for me to speak on their platform. All of a sudden I felt like, oh my God, I'm deemed good enough because now I have a book written and so now I am an expert on something. And so they asked me to come on and speak on, I think it was some kind of a conference or online extravaganza or something that they were doing. And I spent 3 days preparing for this interview with them so that I could to show them what it was I could bring to their platform, what I could teach in their around the topic of what they were doing a show about. And when I got onto the meeting with them, with this person that I promoted and helped, and they started doing what I would call a sales pitch. They started pitching me how they have this great TV platform and they have all these people watching their TV platform, and they were going to give me an opportunity to speak and speak with they only had like 10 people that were going to be on the thing, and they were going to give me 60 minutes and allow me to speak on their platform, and I would have this big huge reach because they have all these people that are watching them and all this and all that. And then they were telling me that, like, what I used to do with the Shine Your Light Network, I could come on and I could start doing the Shine Your Light Network on their platform, and I would have a global reach, and they have tons of people watching them. And I was sitting there, I was kind of like, oh wow, I've been really looking to be able to get out there, to get there. And every time I try to get out there, and whenever I get these opportunities, I'm always deemed that I'm not good enough because I don't have enough followers. And I was like, wow, like, in the whole like 10 minutes that I was on the talk with them, I started feeling very, very anxious. And by the time I got off the call, I thought to myself, wow, this is too good to be true. They definitely, what do they want to do to help me out this much? Like, they were all telling me how much they were going to help me, and they were going to have my voice heard and help me monetize and all this kind of stuff, because I haven't made any money from any of the work that I've done. I haven't made one dime to with all of this YouTube channel thing that I had been doing. I haven't I just never had enough followers, never had enough people listening to me. And I so I just kind of had given up on that. And then I thought, wow, now that I have the book written, I'm now good enough, and I can go on, and this is going to be really good. And they're telling me that it will help with my book launch and all of this stuff, right? So they said that they would send me a message after we got done with our talk, and that I could look it over and I could decide if I felt like I was a good, like, that they were a good fit for me, because they felt that I guess I was a good fit for them. And they just wanted me to make sure before saying yes. But during the whole time we were talking, they didn't speak about any kind of like money or anything, that there was like going to be fees or anything. I thought this person was helping me. I thought this person was giving back after I gave to them. Like, I thought it was like an exchange where I was going to have an opportunity to speak for like 60 minutes and get back what I gave to them. Well, about an hour after I got off the call, I got an email. Like, they said they were going to send me an email, and they were telling me all the things they're going to offer me. And then the bombshell hit. They basically said, oh, to be on this thing where you get 60 minutes to talk and get a very big global reach, you need to pay us $1,000, and then we'll send you an invoice, and then you're deemed. The way it was written, this is the way I kind of took it, is as long as you pay us $1,000, then we deem you good enough. We don't care what you have to speak about. Because during the time that I was doing the interview, I was trying to talk about what I was going to talk about, and they said, oh, we don't need to talk about that right now. We need to see if you're a good fit, and if you feel that we're a good fit, before we go forward and talk about that. So I got from that message that I was deemed good enough if I spent $1,000. And then I got another email from them the next day saying that they would give me some kind of a deal if I wanted to do like the Shine Your Light Network inside of their thing, that they would give me some kind of deal, a package or something like this. I didn't even look at it. I was like, I don't even have $1,000 to pay to talk for 60 minutes. I could do that on my own YouTube channel and it doesn't cost me any money. So why would I? And I just, it was ridiculous. And I was just kind of like, who are these people? I must be living in some kind of, I guess I'm living in a very naive world, because I really thought that we were in a place where we're moving to this new earth. I really thought we were in a place where we were going to start valuing each other and we were going to start helping each other out, just like you would do if you were living in this kind of society. Boy, was I wrong. And so then after a couple of days, I wrote another note to another platform who they did let me do an interview last year on their thing. They got maybe like part of, not an interview, they had me do a talk. It was about the Lemurians. It was a Lemurian talk. And they were doing a whole thing where everybody that was coming on was talking about something about Lemuria. And I came in and I talked about the light infusion and everything that I learned with the Lemurians. And guess what happened? The same thing happened. They gave me an opportunity to speak on their platform. But then the same thing happened. I got an email. They don't talk to you face to face, and they say, if you would like to come and be on our platform, then this is how much it talks to be on in person, which was like the first fee was like $3,333 to speak at a conference. To be deemed good enough to speak at a conference for them, then you had to pay them. They're not paying you to do it. Plus, they're charging the people that come to the conference a huge amount of money to get a ticket to come to the conference. And then they're charging the people that are actually speaking. I'm just kind of like, something's not right here. And then if you wanted to do, there was online packages, and the online package started at $333 for one time interview on their platform. And then it went up to like thousands, like tens of thousands to be there. So just what I'm trying to say is people, you need to be discerning about like these platforms that are out there that they're limiting who can come and talk, who can come and speak. They're only valuing the people that have the money to pay to be heard. And I'm not going to beg anymore. I'm not begging to be heard. And so I have made a decision, and I'm no longer going to seek validation from these large profit-driven platforms. And instead, I'm going back to the essence of why I began this journey in the first place. To share the wisdom that has been gifted to me and help guide those who are ready to embrace the shift into the new golden age. I'm excited to announce that I'm launching a new channel. It's called Bringing Forward a New Golden Age of Miracles, which is also the title of my new book. On this channel, I will be delving deeper into the teachings from the book and to help humanity prepare for the shift in consciousness that's already unfolding. And as a gift to all of you, I will be offering the audiobook of my new book free of charge on this new platform. This is not about making money or gaining followers. It's about sharing a message that is needed right now, about supporting those who are ready to take the next step in their spiritual and personal growth. If you feel moved to offer a donation or exchange energy in some way, that is absolutely your choice. But please know that the core of this is not about the money. It's about truth, heart, and the collective evolution of all of us. And so I am going to, it will be on my new channel. And I wanted to come on to tell you today that I probably won't be putting a lot more videos up on the Heart-Based Living with Rob and Nicole, because I'm moving everything over to this new channel. And so I ask that you come over um, and you subscribe to this new channel if you want to keep following me and keep, like whenever I have videos to come up, because I'm going to be giving all of my content to you free of charge, because it was what I was given from my guides, and my passion and my soul needs, my heart needs to follow the guidance that I've been given and to help humanity free the chains that bind. I am being taken care of by the universe. All of my needs are met. I have to trust that all of my needs are met. Yes, I will be selling my energy devices for a certain fee, because it costs me money to buy all of the supplies and it costs me money to ship it. And so I will be placing a monetary value on some of the products that I have. But for the most part, I'm going to be trying out this philanthropy, this new way of putting your work out there with no expectations on, or no expectations on how it's going to come back to you. I want to try it out. So I want to see if the guidance that I've been being given from the guides and from what I just channeled here today will be what they're saying that it's going to be. Because we're moving into the next new golden age of time, whether we want to or not. We're being activated all the time. We're being activated to move into this next new way of living. And so I just would like to, I'm already living in an experimental bubble. I've been in this bubble for the last year or so, where I've been living in what I call my little 7th dimensional bubble. If you go to my new channel, you will see where I talk about that. I have that in the first couple of videos. So basically, I might as well try it all out and see how, because basically, I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose because I have no followers and nobody watching me at this stage of the game. So I have nothing to kind of like hoard. So I might as well just give freely what I've been given and let you all see if whatever it is that came through is of value to you. So if you want to be alerted whenever I upload a new video, please join my newsletter list, okay? By doing this, you'll receive an email every time a new video is released, and I'll be placing a link to the newsletter in the description of the video below. So be sure to sign up if you'd like to stay in contact and be updated. Additionally, I will be starting up the 7th Dimensional Light Infusion Circles again. These circles will be free to join, but you must register in advance to participate. So please be aware of this going forward, and I'll make sure to share more details about how to register soon. But if you sign up for the email to be on the email list, you will be notified every time that there's a 7th dimensional light infusion circle. You will then have a chance to register and then be given the link. So like everybody's invited. There's nobody that's going to be, they're not going to be not allowed because they can't afford. This is my way of giving back to humanity. And a lot of people really love those 7th dimensional light infusion circles. And I stopped doing them last year just because I was trying to get the book finished and the book published, and I needed to kind of put the head down and get that going. But now that the book is finished and the book is published, I no longer have a need to I have more time on my hands, so I'm going to start doing that again. And if you're looking for the book, you can get the book. I'm selling it through the Lulu distribute. I guess it's Lulu bookstore or something that it's going through. I will leave a link in the video. And if you would like to access the book, there's 3 different ways to access the book. There is the printable book, there's the ebook version, and then there's the PDF. Because I realize that the book is very expensive. And the reason why the book is very expensive is because it costs a lot to print it. And even though it looks like I'm probably making a lot of money on it, I'm actually not, because they're the publishers and the distributors, they get 60% of it. So I just want you to be kind of aware of that when you see the price of the book, and it won't shock you. Other than that, like, and even me as the author, I had to pay the full price to get the book. So it just that's another issue I have altogether with the way that the publishing companies work. But anyways, so this is my gift, and this is my gift to you and to the world. I don't have all the answers, but I trust that those who are meant to hear this will find it when the time is right. Together, we can create a new earth, one that values integrity, authenticity, and true connection. A place where we don't need to exploit others for gain, but rather we uplift each other as we rise. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for being a part of this beautiful journey. My heart is full, and I'm so excited for the next chapter. I invite you to join me on my new channel, bringing forward a new golden age of miracles, where we'll continue this path together with love, light, and peace. I send you much love and much light. All is well, and remember, as long as you are following through on what your heart is calling you to do, you will always be taken care of. You will always have exactly what you need. You might not have exactly what you want, but you will always, always have what you need. Remember that. In 2020, when the world stopped and it seemed like everyone was focusing on doom and gloom, I chose a different approach. While fear and uncertainty consumed so many, I turned inward into stillness, creativity, and connection, spending long hours walking in the forest and meditating by the stream. My life changed forever, and there was no going back to life as normal. During this time, I delved deep into the teachings of the mystery schools, connecting with Lemurians and inner earth beings. They shared their profound wisdom on how to prepare for the next golden age, a new era of transformation for humanity. As I embraced their teachings, I realized that it became my life's mission to help others prepare for the shift in consciousness humanity is approaching. And so, in the stillness of the forest, this book began to take shape. This book is more than words on a page. It's a guide to alchemizing your mind, body, and light body. Unlock powerful tools to release trauma, activate your light body, and align your being with your true purpose. Inside, you'll find a complete guide of tools and techniques to help you release stored trauma, connect with your inner compass, and strengthen your bond with your spirit guides. This book will help you expand your consciousness, raise your vibration, and step into your power, becoming the creator of your own reality and the multi-dimensional being of light you were born to be. This is your invitation to transform, step into your power, reclaim your purpose, and begin living the life you were meant to create. To get your hands on bringing forward a new golden age of miracles, click on the link provided in the description of this video and take back your power today. Reclaim your birthright and step into the life you were always meant to live.